Today we're going to be covering Otis's Śūnyatā Tad Rūpam. This E.G.O is a TETH level. I probably pronounced the name wrong, but it's got a 19 base, plus 4 roll, attack rate of 2, and slashing damage. That's pretty bad. That's really bad, actually. But after attack, you heal 18 SP. After attack, apply 1 attack per up to 2 random allies. That's good. It would be even better if it was next turn, though. And on hit, inflict 2 less fragility. Would be better if it was next turn again, but it's alright. I mean, you buff your allies, you're healing back the sanity you spent on this E.G.O, so it's not bad, I guess. And the passive of this E.G.O, emptying. At the start of the turn, gain 1 less damage up, gain 1 more if you're below 0 SP. This would be amazing if we had a negative sanity Otis that uses less. We don't have that. We have a negative sanity Otis somewhat in Otis that loses some sanity with her skill 3, but other than that, we don't have much going for negative sanity Otises. This E.G.O is actually pretty cheap, costing only 15 sanity. That's like as much as a Zayn would cost. Like, that's cheap. Although it's a little bit expensive for what it's worth, costing 2 Lust, 2 Sloth, and 2 Pride. But, I mean, that's not terrible. You're becoming ineffective to Lust, fatal to Sloth, and fatal to Gloom. So, the instances are pretty bad. The cost is pretty bad, but I mean, at least you're not losing too much sanity, and you're gaining sanity, right? You're gaining sanity when you win the clash and you heal the 18 SP, so realistically, you're only gaining sanity with this E.G.O. But, upon current this E.G.O, your rolls contain to a 25 with a negative 8, a 2 attack weight, and slashing damage, so this time it's actually pretty good. After attack, apply 1 attack power up to 2 random allies, good. Inflict 2 less fragility still, and on hit, inflict 2 fragility. That's pretty good. I mean, fragility is always, you love to see it, it's always very useful, but on Tails hit, you gain 2 fragility. Ooh, you gain on a corrosion on a Tails hit? That's risky, but is it worth using to get the, make your allies better next turn, or just this turn? Attack power up. Is it worth it to get the fragility on the enemy? It really depends on what Otis you're running. If you're running a fast Otis, then I would definitely say the corrosion is pretty decent. Although the corrosion's not the only thing that's decent about this E.G.O, because it actually looks pretty good. The awakening is just phenomenal, I gotta say, and the corrosion is not much worse, maybe a little better even. I really like how the Śūnyatās look in general, being the abnormality, the E.G.Os, and just what the E.G.Os do. So I gotta give that like a solid like 8, 9 for drip. Now for strength, this E.G.O, it doesn't have much going for it in the awakening. It's really weak in the awakening, but upon corroding this E.G.O, you're gonna get a chance to inflict fragility on yourself, but you're definitely inflicting it on the enemy. You're also giving your allies a bit more attack power up, but you're also giving them the ability to do more damage with less skills. So if you're running a really strong Lust team, and you have a fast Otis on your team, then this E.G.O is actually pretty strong to support them. So I could give that like a 7 for strength. It really isn't that strong by itself, but for your allies, oh yeah, they could benefit from it. And is it useful? Somewhat. It really depends. Really depends. It depends on what you're running. If you're running the right loadout for it, then yeah, I'd say it's pretty useful. So, but if you're not, then it's pretty trash if you're not running the right loadout and if you're just using the awakening. So, I gotta say, give that like a 4 for usefulness. But that's what it is for this E.G.O. A pretty old E.G.O, and it shows by how little it does, especially on the awakening. But hey, at least your awakening gives you positive sanity trade, so that's something. But that's what it. Have a good one.